Introduction. We need the iron qualities that go with true manhood. We need the positive virtues of resolution, of courage, of indomitable will, of power to do without shrinking the rough work that must always be done. Theodore Roosevelt. Every way you look, men are getting kicked in the balls, mocked, maligned, and manipulated by the media, made a cuckold by culture, and prostituted and prostrated by politicians and pastors alike. For well over a decade, masculinity has been proclaimed to be toxic by our secular pundits, professors, and prophets. Men are so despised that the intelligentsia has deemed them too dangerous to even get started. As soon as they hit the public prison, the educational system, they are told to act like little girls, and if they don't comply, they are hit with a chemical cocktail to force it upon them. Worse yet, if they can brainwash them to the point of breaking, they will cut their balls off before they drop and pump them full of puberty blockers and lady hormones. Despite this bleak and barren picture of butchered boys and malnourished and feminized men, there are signs of hope. Men are waking up to the play that has been run on them by politicians who fear them and want to control them, pastors who don't know what to do with them, and women who want to be them. However, the tides are beginning to change, and men are hearing a clarion call deep down in their masculine soul to rise up and act like men. Perhaps one of the most encouraging things over the last several years has been the rate at which young men are red-pilling. They want to pick up the mantle of the glad assumption of sacrificial responsibility and count themselves among the hall of great men that have gone before them. They want to get married and make babies, lots of them. They want to work hard and have dominion, guarding, keeping, protecting, creating, building, conquering, and so on. They want to live a life that matters, and amen to that. They want to free the church from its femi captivity and rescue our nation from politicians of both parties that are about as upright as soft-serve ice cream in Mississippi in July. Men are beginning to crawl out of the pit of egalitarianism and smash the shackles of soft complementarianism that have enslaved them for so long. They are beginning to see their role in God's economy as image bearers and stewards of our great King. They are beginning to understand that they have been cut from royal cloth, set apart by God to rule over creation as godly men and patriarchs. This is all fantastic news that will usher in generational change. If we truly want to see Christ glorified in our lives, and we want to see our wives flourish and our children's children's children prosper, it will require us to make sacrifices and bear the brunt of the load. This is all good news because we are men and we like to work, and because God gave us broad shoulders for a reason. So knuckle up, Buttercup, because the road ahead is going to get scrappy. However, this great endeavor, this great adventure, this great mission that is before us will not be easy. We will face opposition without and within. Without, because snakes usually do not go gentle into that good night, and they certainly do not like relinquishing power. Within, not only because we need to wage war against the temptations and desires of the flesh, so that we can be upright men of character, but also because many of us are men raised by women. This is not a jab at women. It is to simply state the obvious. Women can't raise men to be men. Many of us are picking up the pieces of a broken past and trying to be good men in a broken world, but often feel like a ship at sea without a rudder or a compass. I am well acquainted with this feeling, and I understand you. Even more important than this is that God the Father knows and understands exactly where you are at. God is a good Father, and there is hope. And by His grace, there will be generational change in our homes and through our lineage. The way forward is simple. Not easy, but simple. Humble yourself and be fathered by God through His word and prayer. Becoming a good man begins by submitting yourself to the Father through Christ. Pour into your wife and children. This is the best investment you will ever make in your life. Find a good church that breathes fire and a band of brothers that will encourage you and bust your balls. All of this will take time. Don't rush it. You don't sprint up a mountain. You take it one step at a time. Pray a lot and then some more. Also, find good books written by men for men that will encourage and challenge you to be a better man. This is where I hope this book fits in your life. Guys really don't need much. They need some encouragement and to be challenged towards growth, or if you prefer, to have their balls busted from time to time. I have tried to accomplish both with this book. I have compiled some of the coolest dude poems written, and though this is by no means exhaustive, I tried to be reader sensitive with length, knowing that most men probably aren't into reading poems, especially long ones. The one exception is an excerpt from The Man in the Arena, which is included because it's awesome. All these poems are pithy, memorable, and masculine, and provide wonderful examples, illustrations, and word pictures of masculine virtues. The reflections that follow, when meditated upon and put into practice in your life, by God's grace, will help you to be a better man and a more complete dude as you get after it. In short, this is a resource that will aid you in your quest of mastering the art of badassery and other masculine stuff. You're welcome, and cheers, Andy.